When I knew it was about 6th grade that he wanted to be a Marine. He wrote in this paper, my life's goal is to be an admiral in the United States Marine Corps, which there is no admiral in the United States Marine Corps. But I was like, really? And he goes, oh yeah, Mom, I want to be a Marine. I tried so desperately to talk him out of it. And the things he would say, like, I was like, Danny, they're all dying over there. And he said, don't you think they'd be proud to die for their country?
What do you there's no argument there.
I know. Okay. Everything he did, he wanted to do to help people, well, then I'll be a fireman. But then he eventually did just do what he wanted to do, be a Marine. Danny was just a wild little kid, just into everything. After having 2 girls, I was not prepared. I had him at the hospital for stitches over each eye. He had black eyes, but fun and happy and always laughing. And he was a wonderful addition to our family.
He was just an awesome person. Like he just wanted to be friends with everybody. He wanted to get along with everybody. We noticed it at the funeral or the wake even, when people would just come, and these people who hadn't seen him in forever, or just, people were just coming out of the woodwork. And it was just like a true testament that how he kept in touch with people, and there's just how he was. You were his friend for life. And I always admired that about him.
There were more stories I found out about Danny after he died. I got a letter from a family saying their son was really struggling at this time. Danny took him under his wing and talked to him, and it really helped him a lot. And I knew nothing about that. And I was very surprised about it because it wasn't someone Danny hung around with. I had another little boy come up to me. He was probably in 6th or 7th grade. He had a picture that he drew, and he said, Danny's my hero. I was getting bullied at school, and it was a younger brother of one of Danny's classmates. And I guess the kids never bought. So you found out about all these things. Yeah. It wasn't like Danny would come home and go, guess what I did, Mom?
He's the type of guy that's going to go get an outcast or go get someone at the cafeteria that's sitting by themselves, and he's going to bring them into the fold and make sure that they're okay. And people want to be that. They want to gravitate towards someone like that. And also someone not only having that gift, but also someone that wants to check on other people and make sure that they're good as well. So, that's something that stood out to me from the get-go with him.
In high school, there's the jocks and the brains and the bandos, and Danny had friends from everywhere.
He just had this drive and this motivation. And I know it just wasn't only for, God, country, and the Corps. It was for his family, too. It was for his friends. I mean, he burned so bright and loved so hard.
As a coaching staff, going through all our awards, and, we didn't have a special award for Danny outside of his letter, but as a coaching staff, we recognized how impactful he was to our team and to the team culture, and just all those things that he did. We felt it was important as a staff that, his contributions, were hard to define. And then we talked about, well, what is Danny Scherry? And it just came, he's like one of the best teammates ever. And that's why we called it the heart of a teammate.
Everything was for the team. It wasn't like I have to play to score a touchdown. I have to play my best so that I can make someone score a touchdown, so that we as a team did the best they could.
Man, he was funny. You let stuff get you down, and he would turn around and make a joke about something. or turn around and laugh, or turn around and dance, or turn around and yell something funny to someone. I could get into stories for hours, but we would have these patrols with the Iraqi police. We would play music and he would dance. They would kind of have a dance off. And I mean, that's just one of the thousands of stories, you know.
First of all, the scholarship's very generous. It's great that it helps those kids further their education. The other thing I love about it is, you know, it just keeps his legacy alive, and it gives me the opportunity, you know, to sit down with a young man once a year and talk to him about how special Danny was.
It makes us feel good. It keeps his name out there.
And to know that they were picked because they were like him.
Yes.
That's what it's for.
And that's
it's for
what,
kids that are like him. So
right.
They are getting this award I'm like Danny Scherry. Like,
yeah,
that was
right.
You know,
it really
meant
did
something
mean a
to
lot.
them.
So now we're giving it to kids who didn't know Danny Scherry.
I tell them, you know, what a great teammate he was, and some of the things that were reflected in the young man earning that award, that those same qualities that Danny had.
It's just, all these little things to us are gifts. They're blessings. They help us go on.
There was a big group of my friends, probably about 40 of us or so, that we started a nonprofit group, and we would have fundraisers and donate the money. Our first two we ever had, and they were some of our biggest ones, were for Danny. The Danny Scherry Memorial Crawfish Boil, which I know may sound crazy to you guys up there, but it's kind of a big thing in the South, the crawfish boil. But we raised quite a bit of money.
They wanted to raise money for Danny's scholarship. He basically told everybody in Little Rock, he told me, everyone in Little Rock knows about Danny Scherry.
And he wasn't kidding.
He wasn't kidding. We got there and we were blown away. People just wanting to honor Danny who didn't even know him.
And, you know, the thing about it is, they're such a great family and such an amazing family, is that Marianne has helped out a lot of us. They're just amazing. I love them like they're my own family.
He had the best laugh. Like, he was just, like, he just wanted everybody to be in a good mood. And, you know, when you got him telling stories and laughing, it was just the best. Like, he just had the best laugh. And just spending time with him and, you know, knowing he was there.
The smile, he just, he could be the most serious and intense guy in football. He was my starting safety. So one of the things about Danny was when it was time to work, it was all work. He was all business during practice, but when it was time, you know, when there was a lull in the action and there was a time to cut up, he could do some pretty funny things and just made a lot of people laugh. We had a saying about Danny. He's just, you know, he always had a little shit about him. He could be irreverent without being disrespectful, and just loved that part of him.
It's something that I just live with. It's, you know, you put a wall up when you have to, and when I share stories with people who didn't know Danny, they just start saying, that's amazing. That is amazing that someone did that or said that, or all of a sudden get a card from someone that I haven't talked to in so long, especially his buddies, for them to share a story. It helps. Every little bit that I get helps me. It'll never be the same without him. And it's daily that I think of him and wish he was still here. You know, so there's so much to miss. The longer the time goes by, the harder it gets, and it doesn't get easier. There's more that is happening without him, which is the hardest thing. Every year I lose a little bit of my heart because I go, oh no, it's going to be 15 years, and it feels like yesterday. So knowing that when someone will say something, or I thought of Danny, it's just like, oh, good. Or I'll go visit him at the cemetery and there's something there. And I'm like, someone's still visiting him. That makes me so happy. I don't need to know who it is or why, but it just gives me so much joy. So it's more of a help, I think, to me, than that's not where the pride comes in. That's where this is helping me and my family. And I always share, I'll text them.
Text and say, so-and-so texted, this happened. Those little things that it does make you feel good.
I constantly am saying, thank you, Danny. Okay, gotcha, thank you. Yeah, it really is a gift. I truly believe that.
Life is a gift. Love hard. Tell people you love them. And try to reach out to as many people as you can and make them feel loved. It's a beautiful world. Make it more beautiful.